Alright, what's good YouTube? So today I'm going to be going over my Charlotte Collecticon pickups. Collecticon was this past weekend and I got to be a vendor, picked up a ton of stuff, had a ton of fun, did a lot of trades, and yeah, I'm eager to show you guys what I got. So let's go ahead and get started. So this first stuff I'm going to be showing is stuff that I consider inventory, stuff that I put in my case for the shows. I will show the PC personal collection stuff at the end, but yeah. Pikachu PSA 10 Japanese exclusive promos usually tend to do pretty well at the show, so I like to have these. I really like the graffiti one, big fan of that. And yeah, got these from Lord Pokey Smoke. Shout out to him. Appreciate the deal. After that, got some Red Cheeks Pikachus. Picked these up from the Green Shiz. I actually picked up 6 to begin with. They were super cheap. I think he had them like way underpriced. I don't think he comped anything, and he just put them super cheap. So snagged 6 of them, moved 3. I gave one of them away, so I really only moved 2. But I'm into these for super cheap, like less than $10 a piece. So feel like they should do well. I don't know though. After that, this was a random walk up, these 2 cards. I paid $100 for the pair. I figured I could get most of that back. I don't know if you can see I had it at 100 and then I lowered it to 95. It's SGC. It's going to be hard to move, but like I said, I figured I could get most of the money back with that, and then I'll have this for the PC. I collect Weedle. Not normally a CGC guy, but it just walked up, looks super cool in the pristine CGC case. So definitely one I will hold on to. After that, another trade. So I did have a PSA 10 Miriam, the like special illustration rare one from Scarlet Violet Base, and a Rotom V Alt Art PSA 10. I paid $50 for it at the show. So they wanted those 2 cards, the Miriam and the Rotom, and I got this, which this is worth a little more than the Miriam, I believe. This was worth a little more than the Rotom. So right there, if it was a straight up trade, it would have been decent. But I was able to get a few more cards to make it worthwhile. I figured I could get like $30 for this, probably $30 for that, and then probably 15 for that. So I figured that would make it worth it. You know, the tables are not cheap to get, so I'm not there to trade and break even on trades. So it's usually got to be a little bit in my favor, and all the vendors will tell you that, you know, the same exact thing. After that, I picked up a bunch of PSA 10 Unagaba Evolutions. I sold a bunch of these while I was at the show. I was re-upping on them while I was at the show. I just like to have like a full set of these, minus the Umbreon, obviously, but the all like cheap ones, I like to have a full set of those at every show just because people like them. So we'll be bringing those to the next one. After that, we got PSA 10 Altar. I got this from Grimer Collect. Shout out to him. I think this was the first card I bought. It was like 40 or $50, something like that. Picked up a PSA 10 Aerodactyl. This one's a banger. Really like this card. It's going to go in the case. Maybe I might PC it. I probably won't. I don't know. Super sick card though. Aerodactyl Altar. Some trade night pickups. I paid 30 from this for 30 for this from Tennis Wolf, and then 20 for this from Professor Birch. The only 2 cards I picked up at the trade night, the Saturday night. Picked up a PSA 10 Iona with the bootleg graded guard on it that came with it. This was a trade. It was like 3 smaller cards, I want to say, that were worth like $300, and they threw cash on top, and I picked up this. So not, like I said, not normally something I would pick up, but it's a good Collecticon card in my opinion. So I like having good Collecticon cards. All right. After that, we have another trade. I traded a shiny Charizard VMAX from Shining Fates PSA 10. I have one in the PC. I had one that I would bring to shows. I was able to trade it for this. This is worth roughly the same value as the Charizard. So figured that was good. Then I was able to get some like cheaper cards thrown in to make it worthwhile. This is probably like 20. This is probably like 20, and then some beat up shadowless hollows. They're not, you know, any pretty beat up, but yeah. So I was able to get all that for a shiny Charizard VMAX, and like I said, should be able to get most of the value back off that one. So thought that was a good deal. After that, we are wrapping it up. I don't even know how long this video is. Think I've showed everything. Got this from Nick, Old School Pokemon. I did a trade. I had like a bunch of cheap $10 to $30 slabs. Gave him a stack. I was like, pick out the ones you want. Was able to get this and this, which this one's going in the personal collection, and then this one is going in the case. But yeah, sick card. Japanese evolutions, basically. PSA 10 Charizard. Super sick. Yeah. Also picked up, shout out BB, Brandon, picked this up. I got at the last show, I got the other two UPC Charizard PSA 10s, and then I was able to get the final one at this show. I paid $80, so don't ever pay attention to sticker prices. If you see sticker prices, I probably didn't pay that, but also got this for $250. They had it for $300, was able to get it for $250. The Japanese version is much more cheaper than the English. I have a 7 in English, which one of these days I'll upgrade it into a 9, but figured $250. Super sick card. Love the hollow pattern on this one. Thought that was a great deal. And yeah, that's going into the PC. After that, we're rounding it off. We got 2 cards left. Pick this up. I like collecting PSA graded South Park cards, so thought that was a cool one. And then the final, the big boy. So I had a PSA 8, and it was really off center. It was like super fat at the bottom and thin at the top. And I was able to someone offered me, they had a 9 and they wanted the 8, but they wanted the 8 plus like a little value on top. So I gave them a bunch of like PSA 9 WotC hollows and made up the difference in value. And I was able to get the PSA 9, a card I've been wanting for a while. You know, I had an 8. Some people will be like, oh, you had an 8. Like, why would you, who cares? I care. It was off center. It was the 8's bothering me. I like 9, so I had no problem. I was actually planning on like trying to buy one of these straight up. They go for like $1,000 in a 9. So the fact that I didn't have to do that, I'm ecstatic. So traded for this, very happy, and now it can go with my Plasma Storm Blastoise PSA 9. See, I had to get a 9 because having this in an 8 and this in a 9 just doesn't go. So got them both now. Gonna hold on to these for a long time, more than likely. And yeah, that's all my pickups. So let me know what you guys think. Had a ton of fun, like I said. Met a bunch of awesome people for the first time, and then saw a bunch of people that I've seen for a very long time, like a bunch of times. So it's always a great time going to Collecticon. I highly recommend it. If you've never gone, you should. And yeah, that's all I got for this video. So hope you have an amazing day, and peace.